for me, it's interesting because I never really liked the word detachment, and I'll tell you why. I have the desire to talk a little bit about detachment. Really, it's because I've seen a lot of it. I've been watching a few videos on YouTube and seeing, a lot of people talking about detachment. It seems to be a really big buzzword right now about detaching from people and detaching from situations, and I'm always ever here really just to kind of express my point of view. I think we all are, really. There's no right way to approach our lives necessarily. We only know really for ourselves what the best path is for us, and I always encourage people to discover that for themselves. So me talking is really just what I've discovered for myself, and also noticing what is out there currently in the trends, I guess. And so for me, it's interesting because I never really liked the word detachment, and I'll tell you why. Well, first of all, I'll just kind of tell you that, I think it is important that we do take care of ourselves, and sometimes we need to detach from people or situations to really just to take care of ourselves and to know what's best for us. Maybe there are people in our lives that aren't best for us, or there are situations that aren't best for us. So it is a discovery in our own journey in this world to discover what feels right and what is the best, happiest, most joyous, freest path for ourselves. The reason why I'm not totally crazy about the word detachment, I think, is because we are all one. And I know that can be a big jump for people to believe, because we live in a world of separation that's an illusion, really. Separation isn't real, but we live in this world where it's, being in these bodies, we feel that we're separate from the other bodies and from the other objects, whether it's a car or a tree or the sun. And the path to oneness the journey back to God is a path of inclusiveness, I believe, where we're all included, where we all discover that we are part of each other. So when I hear detachment, what kind of bubbles up inside me is that we separate ourselves, like we need to separate ourselves from somebody, and detach. And I think in a way, like, I'll just go back and say that it's very natural. I think it's very healthy to be able to separate ourselves from situations and people that aren't right for us. But at the same time, it's like, what is being drawn up within me that needs to be healed, or that needs to separate? Like, is it a feeling of I don't want to feel something because of what someone did, or a situation, you might walk into a room and it just feels off and you just have to leave. That's perfect, that's fine. But at the same time, if we go back to we're all one, we're all a part of the same creation, it's like we can't detach from anybody or anything. There might be people in our lives that are no longer in our lives, and they haven't been for years. However, I see it as like it could be possibly, and I'm just throwing it out there as my opinion, as a denial of our emotions. And I talk about emotions a lot because I believe our emotions are the key to our freedom. Being able to feel deeply and completely in every moment, whatever comes up or whatever is being drawn up within ourselves. So when I see detachment all over these videos, like detach yourself and get into your power and stand into your power, I see it in a way where it's possibly, I'm just suggesting that we could be denying a deeper feeling within ourselves. Whatever is coming up into our life, whatever situations, whatever people, whatever it is, is coming into our lives to show us a gift, to bring a gift into our lives for whatever reason that is, to help us expand into greater freedom, into greater joy, into greater happiness, to help us show a piece of ourselves that may need to be healed or reflected back to us so we can love ourselves even deeper. So instead of the word detachment, I like to use the word surrender, because when we surrender, we give over how life unfolds to the divine, because the divine is unfolding this life for us in every moment exactly how it needs to be. In every moment there's a plan, and we don't know the plan, we don't have control of the plan. It's the divine, it's God who knows exactly what we need in every moment. So this feeling or this concept of surrender I like much better, because we don't have control. We can say, okay, I'm giving this up to you, divine, and we take responsibility for the feelings we have. We take responsibility for our reactions to the world. We take responsibility for our mental state, our emotional state, our spiritual practices, whatever that might be. We're taking responsibility, and within that we are surrendering to the divine, that everything is perfect, that we're not separate from anybody else. And again, this doesn't mean we have to be a doormat. We don't have to have people step on us. We can set boundaries. I think it's very healthy for people to set boundaries and to not have to be in situations or around others that don't make you feel good. So I think there's a fine line there, and when we hear so much about the word detachment, the fine line being that yes, it's good to detach in certain circumstances, and at the same time it's important from my point of view to be able to take responsibility for whatever it is that is coming up within me as I'm within circumstances or situations. And I think that leaves room for a lot of forgiveness, that leaves room for a lot of expansion and healing, and that leaves a tremendous amount of space to be able for us to feel completely whatever it is that we need to feel within ourselves. Whatever that emotion might be, there's no good or bad. So surrendering to what is very different than detaching from what is. I think that's why this idea and feeling of surrender is such a beautiful thing. And I'm curious what others might be thinking about this as well. We all have our opinion, right? Everybody's is so different. That's what makes us all so beautiful. We're all so different, and yet we are of the same essence of God. We are of the same essence from that original spark of the divine. We are very unique, and we are one, and that is the path of discovering ourselves and our connection with all life. So surrendering to life as opposed to detaching from life. And I am curious what others might be thinking about this. Please leave a comment if you have your own opinion or your own way of viewing this. I hope everybody has a beautiful day. I love you. Thank you. And thank you for watching. Bye.